Et bonjour à toutes et à tous, c'est Cobra Gourou. Je suis à nouveau dans un jeu Indé. C'est un jeu d'aventure, c'est un point and click, un pointer et cliquer. On se retrouve dans les années 70, dans le monde de l'automobile. The Low Road est un jeu d'aventure, donc pointer et cliquer graphique. On va suivre une équipe d'espions corporatifs dédiés à la protection et l'appropriation des secrets révolutionnaires. Vous le voyez, le jeu est traduit en français. Il est sorti en juillet 2017. Je peux pas baisser le volume, je suis désolé. Quartier de Pendleton, 76.
I wish somebody had told me on my first day. Being a spy is nothing like you see on TV. Showdowns in exotic locales, death-defying car chases, seemingly limitless food and beverage per diems. Those days are over. What we deal with is the collection and manipulation of information, plain and simple. And thanks to the wonders of telephone communication, we don't even have to leave our desks anymore. Is it fun?
Il y a 4 téléphones sur le mur.
Does it pay well? Well, that depends on how long you've been here. But listen, if you keep your head down and do what's asked of you, 15, 20 years down the line, you could have a nice looking corner office just like this one. Heated underground parking too. Not too shabby, is it?
Donc voilà, on a... Alors c'est un jeu qui, lui, selon vos choix, vous aurez des réponses différentes.
When I signed up here, I was kind of hoping to do work in the field.
Of course you were. Take it from someone who spent their entire 20s having the wind blow through their hair. Sooner or later, we all have to settle down and manage expectations. Better to do that now and get a head start on everybody else.
Fair enough.
What's your name again?
Alors, on peut choisir plein de choses, mais je sais pas, j'ai envie.
Noomi Kovacs, but you can call me Nooms.
Putain, elle a une drôle de track quand même.
Pass on that one. As should you. Since it's your first day, let's see what they taught you in the academy. The woman we're about to call is Lacey Mendoza. She's a production manager at our latest competitor, Rev. Our top engineer, a fellow by the name of Sebastian Cartwright, was working on a top secret project when he was abducted along with his plans. We're beginning to think that Cartwright might be involved in whatever they're doing over there at Rev, and possibly against his will. There's 3 things I'm going to need you to find out. 1, where this test facility is located. 2, what's the easiest point of entry. And 3, whether or not they have Sebastian. I pulled all the information I could on Lacey and compiled it in this scrapbook. It's not much, but it might help you gild the lily. Any questions?
How do I use the scrapbook?
It's a scrapbook. You turn the pages with your hands and look through it with your eyes. Then your eyes take what they see through your brain, and your brain uses that to come up with ideas. Though maybe not in your case.
On a compris, il va y avoir beaucoup d'humour. Hein?
Tell me more about Sebastian.
Brilliant engineer, bit of an eccentric, has a Jones for clean energy, whatever that is.
What's Rev Inc?
No idea. There's nothing on the books to prove it exists. My guess is that it's just a front for one of the big boys.
Any advice?
Get her to trust you. Pretend to be someone from her past.
Voilà, donc on a récupéré pas mal d'infos sur ce qu'on doit faire. Le problème, c'est que le faire, c'est beaucoup plus difficile. Vous avez vu, il y a des pluies d'étoiles filantes
Don't pretend to be a lone
derrière.
manager. You won't make it past hello.
Enough talk. Let's call her up.
This is an important mission, so make it count.
Bliss and blessings unto you and yours. This is Lacey. Who's speaking?
Only the best roommate you've ever had.
Clara? You sound really different.
So do you. I actually thought you were a man when you first picked up.
Really? Well, it's probably just a bad line or something.
That's probably it.
You're not with Docilio, are you?
Who's Docilio?
Never mind. We've just had a lot of outside interference lately, and we need to be extra careful about who we speak to. So if you really are Clara, I'm gonna need some proof. Why don't we start with you telling me the address of our old apartment?
Alors c'est marqué ici, hein. Lacey Mendoza, 67-71, suffit... Bon, je l'ai déjà fait, c'est pour ça que je
42
sais.
Overlook Terrace.
Wow, it really is you! But how on earth did you get this number?
I used my psychic abilities.
Wait, you're actually telling me that you're psychically gifted?
Test me. I love creating new believers.
All right, what country am I in?
The USSR.
Wrong. That was a trick question. I'm not actually in a country. I'm on a private island 30 miles northeast of Tahiti. What else you got?
I sense that you are in a heavily guarded facility.
Kinda. We have a guard blocking the entrance at all times. But there's also a grate that leads through the ventilation system.
Voilà, elle est tellement crédule qu'elle lui dit tout. C'est enfer, hein.
And if you were a real psychic, you would have known that. Oh, that reminds me. I need to get Sebastian to come up with a better security system. We're 4 weeks away from shipping, and if the world gets wind of our invention before then, we'll be ruined!
Wow. People will reveal almost anything if it means being right. That's everything you need. Wrap it up before she gets wise.
So why are you calling Clara?
There's someone at the door. Can I call you back?
Don't bother. We're not allowed to speak to outsiders while we're here in the compound. I wasn't even allowed to give this number to my family in case of emergency. Wait a minute. How did you get it?
Told you I was psychic.
You managed to get everything we need without tipping her off.
Excellent.
You can't help but wonder if that was more luck than skill, though.
Alors, il y a d'autres solutions qui vont se tourner vers son ex-fiancé et ça empire. C'est pour ça que je vous avoue que j'ai mis beaucoup de temps avant d'y arriver. Donc, vous voyez, on est sur un point and click.
Not much competition in this Employee of the Month game, is there?
Not as long as I'm around.
Allez, bon, on va aller lui parler d'abord.
So, what should I call you? Barney? Mr. Turner?
Folks around here call me Turn.
Does that mean they're going to start calling me Kova?
No.
All right. Good talk.
Je vous ai dit, c'est hallucinant.
Anything I can do to help out?
We're on standby till Penderbrook gives us our next assignment. You can go introduce yourself to the rest of the team if you want. I don't care.
When's our next case?
We don't have a next case. That phone call was a taste of what you might get to do in a few years. After you pay your dues.
Eh ben, ah, il manque un truc là, tiens.
I've done 4 years of espionage school. I've paid my dues.
Company policy: all outside intelligence employees must have 2 years' experience before accepting missions. No exceptions.
Let's go on one of your missions then. A real one, out in the field.
I haven't done field work since I was with the government. If you ask me, waste of time.
You were a government agent. Like the kind that kill people and blow stuff up?
I was, but that was a decade ago, and I don't really like to reminisce.
Why? Did you get fired?
Where did you hear that?
I didn't. I'm just wondering why someone would quit such a cool job to work for a car company.
That's really none of your business. And if I was fired, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I'm pretty sure you'd be able to tell me if you didn't get fired.
I shouldn't have even told you that I worked there.
On dirait qu'elle est douée pour tirer le verre du nez. Hein.
Ah, is that why you got fired?
None of your business.
You got fired.
Elle est pénible. Elle est pénible.
Is there
Excellent.
any chance we might be called in to do field work?
The only way you would be called in to do field work is if every agent in this office were to become incapacitated.
So, like if I made them all sick or got them to quit? Something like that?
Ah, géant.
Are you planning something?
No, I'm just a very curious person.
Why don't you go be curious somewhere else?
Ok.
I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Suit yourself.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Ok. Bon, donc vous voyez que le curseur change de couleur quand on a quelque chose à...
Nice haircut.
Better times.
Have you ever thought about growing it back?
Every single day.
D'accord, donc en fait il faut sortir de l'autre côté. Bon, je vais pas tous le passer, hein, les portraits. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a ici?
Looks like I'll need a key card to get this thing to work. Outside Intelligence is looking to start a competitive Jai-Ally team to play against the Bellows Bloodhounds. What the heck is
Quoi ces
Jai-Ally?
conneries?
It's pronounced highlight.
Ah
What
bon,
the heck
c'est
is
mal écrit.
Jai-Ally?
If you don't even know what it is, you're not welcome on the team. Rolling the halls already, are we?
Turns out I could have a break.
Don't act like you earned it. We all know it was luck.
It wasn't luck.
All you did was go with your guts. You barely referenced the dossier we spent days preparing.
I didn't need it.
I can't wait to see where you'll wind up with that attitude. Now
Star Wars.
what is it you want?
Bizarrement, mais Star Wars.
Who are you?
Thornton
Ah, oui.
Penderbrook, Office Manager, Division of Outside Intelligence, Heir Apparent to Penderbrook Motors, International Traveler, Raconteur, and Bon Vivant.
Oh, well, my name's Noomi.
Bon,
I
je
should get
reviendrai
back
le
to
voir
work.
plus tard.
Before you do, let me ask you a question. Have you ever taken the time to stroll the docile woods?
Ah, ils ont oublié de...
I prefer the city.
Well, that wasn't the answer I was looking for, but I suppose I should have assumed based on your attire. Off you go!
Bon, on va essayer d'aller là.
Looks like it needs a passcode.
D'accord. Bon, je veux où? Ah, ça, c'est la machine à café. Wow. Je suis où, là? Mais c'est quoi ce beans? Y a pas de bureau?
Hi, I'm Noomi Kovacs.
Well, 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 you must be the latest Oi boy.
Oi?
Outside intelligence? OI? Oi! Listen, kid, if you want to stand out and be seen as spectacular, it's best that you take to our office vernacular. Let me introduce myself. Have Applecott's the name. Equipping agents is my claim to fame. You need gadgetry, you come to me. Forgery too, I'll make you an honorary degree.
What's the deal with Turn? He seems a little off.
He was once a federal field agent, considered one of the best, but was fired for sending his partner on a self-serving quest. She took most of the flack, was temporarily jailed, and ever since then his career's been derailed.
Ah, il y a des erreurs de traduction, vous voyez.
You'd be cranky too if that happened.
Pas grave, mais c'est des erreurs d'orthographe, c'est dommage.
Do you have any advice on how I can get some field work?
Around here, that's unfortunately Horace's domain. And between you and me, that's a downright shame. He won't use my inventions, says he's found better kinds. But that's only because he pockets everything he finds. If I were in charge, I'd send him on a permanent vacation. But Turn won't do it. I think he fears retaliation.
Could you help me replace Horace in the field?
Well, Horace is more a pain than I'd like to admit. Too loose with his lips and totally lacking in wit. But going out on a limb for a perfect stranger? Why, a stunt like that could put my job in danger.
I promise to return the favor.
And what makes you think you'll be around to repay? Turn's fired assistants after only one day.
I have no social life, so I'm always free to work well into the night.
Considering you're getting paid by the hour, that's not exactly a superpower.
I'm smart, practically a genius.
Intelligence is something that one has to prove. All right, go ahead and make your first chess move.
Wow.
The peanut is neither a pea nor a nut. It's a legume.
Intelligence and knowledge aren't one and the same. Just spitting out trivia is both boring and lame.
QB8 to QB7.
There's a pawn in that spot, you crazy cretin. One movie and
Oh,
you're all
vache.
naked beaten.
What can I say to impress you today?
There's a step in the right direction. Keep bringing the rhymes and you might pass inspection.
I'll stand here for weeks on end, if that's what it takes to call you friend.
You've impressed me thus far, but how long can that last?
When you find out the answer, you'll be somewhat aghast.
When it comes to Western poetry, you're clearly a beast. Now, how about a form that began in the East? The syllable count of 575 is a perfect way to keep the brain cells alive.
Oula, j'ai le cerveau qui commence à fumer là.
Cool. I'll be impressed through and through, and maybe help you.
We know what you need, so don't worry your dumb head, the early birds say.
Your poetic prowess has left me feeling quite awed. As a man of my word, I'll assist with your fraud. This fake ID should serve you just fine, but if anyone asks, the hands that made them were not mine.
Will this give me access to the photocopier?
Without an official tracker, there's little that card can do. If you want real privileges, you might try a switcheroo.
Who's gonna be dumb enough to fall for that?
Check another floor if you can't find someone nearby. As long as you stay persistent, you're sure to find your guy.
Thanks, Hab.
Bon, d'accord. Donc, ça c'est l'inventaire. Alors, vu que je viens de discuter avec lui, on va faire tout le tour, on va regarder. Ah!
Do you mind if I take this bottle?
Ah, yes. This here's the least practical disappearing ink you'll ever meet. It shows up at room temperature and disappears in the heat.
Il est
That
con lui!
sounds very useless.
Oh,
Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette invention là, con? Ah putain! Ça c'est des espions de premier ordre. Aïe aïe aïe.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 0, 0, 1.
Bon, y a rien. Ah!
That font's pretty hard to read.
It's not a font, it's a foreign film from Japan.
Une copie.
Well, yeah, I knew that. The Japanese language also has fonts, and this one's pretty hard to read. Good movie?
Utterly breathtaking. It's almost 20 years old and still ahead of its time.
I'd love to see it.
Well, it's very hard to get a hold of. Have to be in the right circles, which you're obviously not.
Ah. Mais j'avais pas regardé ça.
Looks like these mail slots connect to the bullpen on the other side.
All inter-agent communication must be approved by yours truly.
Alors là c'est fermé. Ça je viens de...
It's kind of chilly in here. Might want to turn down the AC.
You might want to leave well enough alone. What is it now?
Can I have the code for the outbound research division?
The bullpen for the telephone division falls under Mr. Turner's domain, and he prefers to keep that to himself.
Je suis désolé, je laisse avancer un petit peu, je voudrais avoir terminé tout ça avant de passer à la suite, la prochaine zone on va dire, parce que je pense que je suis pas loin.
Due to information about him being leaked. Ever since then, he's been very particular about office protocols.
Bon.
I gotta go.
Do be a stranger.
That desk's a little tall, isn't it?
It's meant for standing.
Why do they want to stand when they could sit?
You'll understand when you're older.
D'accord, bon ben voilà, j'ai tout fait.
Sure are a lot of people in there.
Wow.
About 50 at least.
Bon, ben voilà, j'ai tout fait, donc le seul endroit où je peux accéder, c'est prendre l'ascenseur pour aller sur le toit. Et ça, eh bien, je le ferai dans la prochaine vidéo de The Low Road. Ah, je pense que... Alors, c'est difficile, ça va être difficile. Parce que ça va être un jeu de réflexion ardu. Mais je crois que je vais m'éclater parce que cette histoire va être encore tordue dans tous les sens à souhait. Et je pense qu'on va bien s'amuser. Merci à tous d'avoir regardé cette vidéo de The Low Road. Amusez-vous, jouez beaucoup, prenez soin de vous. Portez-vous bien. Salut, bye bye.